Good morning everyone. Today we are going to see Operating System Unit 4 Session 5. In the previous session we have studied about non-contiguous memory allocation. In that we have studied linked list using pointers and paging technique. So in the paging we have studied that a secondary memory is divided into equal fixed partitions and that we call it as pages. Partitions of secondary memory we call it as pages. And same, even the main memory is also divided into equal same partitions and those we call it as frames. So whenever the processes has to be brought up for execution, those has to be brought up from secondary memory to main memory. So in any of the partitions of the secondary memory, these processes will be stored. So if a particular process has 4 partitions, it has occupied 4 partitions of secondary memory, then same will be brought up into main memory. In the main memory also it is going to occupy 4 partitions of a main memory. If there are more than one processes, then many processes occupy the partitions, and as it is a non-contiguous, so any processes data can be in any location, in any partition. So it will be like shuffling, and so to recognize which are legal processes, which are legal process data and which are illegal. So some of the illegal request will be requested by the user. Then to identify such type of errors, which are legal pages and which are illegal pages. And sometimes what happens, even if the process finishes their execution, still the entry remains in the page table. So to identify that which are the legal and illegal requests. So when a particular process is executing, so all the pages which are related to that process has to be executed and will be identified, and they should not get shuffled with any other process data. So for that we need the memory protection, and that memory protection is implemented inside the page table. As I told you, with every page, with every process, the page table is associated. So the page table has another entry, that is memory protection. Protection bits are used with each frame for protecting memory in paging. Protection bits can be checked to verify that no writes are being made to a read-only page. Operating system sets bits for each page to allow or disallow access to that page. So operating system decides if it is a legal page, it will allow to access. If it is a illegal page, it will not allow to access. One more bit is generally attached to each entry in the page table is valid and invalid bit. When valid bit is set, then the page in the process is a legal page. When it is an invalid bit, then the page in the process is a illegal page. So illegal addresses are trapped using the valid and invalid bit. So you can see in this diagram, in these partitions, the pages are stored, and these pages has to be brought up to the main memory for execution. And in which frames these pages are stored, this information will get from the page table. So there are 6 pages in the secondary memory. These 6 pages are all related to one of the process, and it has come for the execution, and some of the pages are already placed in the frames. So which pages are placed in which frame, this information will get from the page table. There are 2 entries. These are the index number is nothing but the page table, and these are the frame numbers. So page number 0 is stored in frame 2, page 1 is stored in frame 3, and there is one more entry, that is valid and invalid bit. So this V indicate it is a valid bit, that means legal pages, and I indicate it is an invalid bit, that means it is some illegal request, or it is not there, it is not available in the main memory. So to identify such errors, the valid and invalid bits are needed, memory protection is needed, and they should not shuffle with any other process. So that's why memory protection is needed in a paging with the help of valid and invalid bit. Next we'll see paging with TLB, translation look aside buffer. So translation look aside buffer is one cache memory where the frequently accessed pages are stored. So translation look aside buffer is on cache memory, and there will be one table which stores the information like the frequently accessed pages and its addresses where those pages are stored. So we see that whenever we are working on the Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or browsers, so everything, whatever we are doing on the browsers, everything will be stored in a history, whichever the pages we have accessed. So next time when we are accessing the same page, it will not take much time, as it will be already stored in the cache memory. The response from the system will be very fast because it will not search in the page table for that particular page, because such type of pages which are frequently accessed will be stored in the cache memory. Cache memory is faster than the main memory. So whatever is stored in the cache memory, and to search anything in the cache memory is very fast, and the response from the system also will be very fast. So when you are accessing the same page next time, it will be not searched in the page table. From the cache memory, it will be searched and will be accessed, so that the response will be fast. So problem with paging is that extra memory references to access translation tables can slow programs down by a factor of 2 or 3. So to search again in the page table, it is going to take some time, due to which the response can be slow. The solution to this problem is to use special small fast lookup hardware called cache memory, that is translation look aside buffer. Is a high speed memory. Translation buffer is used to store a few translation table entries, so it is going to store only the few entries. So it is very fast and only small number of entries on each memory reference. First ask TLB if it knows about the page. If so, the reference proceeds fast. So first of all, if any page is requested, will be searched in the TLB, and if it is available, then the user will be notified. If TLB has no information for page, then it will be searched in the page table. And page tables are kept in the main memory. So the page table, whichever the size it may be, it will be available in the main memory. And its base address, that is frame address, it will be stored in the page table register. There will be one register where that frame address will be stored. There is another register, page table length register, where the size of that page will be stored. As you can see in this diagram, the CPU generates two parts. One is the page number and one is the offset, that is instruction number. So CPU tells which page number and which instruction it wants to execute. First, it will be searched in the TLB. There are two entries, page number and frame number. If that page is available in this TLB, then it will be retrieved fast, and we call it as TLB hit. TLB hit is nothing but when the page is available in this table, we call it as TLB hit, and then it will be added with the instruction number. Frame number will be added with the instruction number, and you will get physical address. And if the page is not available in this TLB, then it will be searched in the page table, and that we call it as TLB miss. So from the page table, the frame address will be retrieved and will added with the instruction number, and then you will get here physical address. So this is how TLB work. It is one cache memory where it will store the frequently accessed pages. First, the system searches in the TLB whether that page address is available or no. If it is available, then it is a TLB hit. If it is not available, then it is a TLB miss, and later on it will get added with the frame number, with the instruction number, and you will get the physical address. Next is structure of page table. So there is structure of page table. First we will see hierarchical paging. So in a hierarchical paging, it is like breaking the page table size. So if you consider the large systems like 32-bit systems, 64-bit systems, so in these systems the page table size also increases. It is going to become large. Lakhs of entries will be stored in this page table, and as we know that the page table will be stored in the main memory, and the main memory is limited memory. So if it takes a lot of memory to store the page table only, then we cannot execute the processes. So what will be happening here? the page table will be divided into many tables, and in some of the tables basic information about the process details will be kept, so that it can occupy the less memory from the main memory. So the page table is divided into small page size, small page tables, and basic info, and those will be linked to each other, so that once we visit the outer page table, it gives the details of inner page table, and then we'll get the physical address. Then the process will execute. So recent computer system supports a large logical address space from 32-bit or 62-bit systems. In this system, the page table becomes large. So it is difficult to allocate contiguous main memory for page table. To solve this problem, two-level algorithm or scheme is used. The page table is divided into number of small pieces. So page table is divided into many pieces, that small units, so that it can occupy the less memory and it can be executed, process can be executed. So in a two-level paging, as it is a 32-bit system, so for always 32-bit system, there will be 4 kilobytes page size. So the table size will be of 4 kilobytes, and it is divided into a page number and page offset. Page number takes 20 bits and offset take 12 bits. So total it is 32 bits. So you can see in this diagram, so these are first page, this is the first page table, and this is the second page table which is divided, and this is a offset. So 10 bits are given to first page table and 10 bits are given to second page table. So 20 bits only are divided here and 12 bits are for offset. So you can see in this diagram, the CPU generates this gives 10 bits the address of outer page, this gives the address of inner page. You can see this is the address of inner page, and this 12 bits is the offset. So first of all, it will search the pages here in the outer pages. Outer page gives the details about the inner page. So in inner page you will get the exact frame address. You will get the exact frame address here. So in the outer page table, basic information will be stored related to that page, and it will be in a very small, it holds only the small memory size, and then it will give the details about the inner page, and you can find out the frame address, and it will added with the frame address with the instruction number, that is offset, and you will get the physical address. You can also see in this diagram, page 1 gives the address of outer page table, and then this will give the address of inner page table, and then it will be added with the frame number and physical address will be generated. You can also see in this diagram, outer page holds basic information which gives the details about the inner page. Once you visit the inner page, the memory which it was holding will be erased, will be released, and it gives the information about where that particular page is stored, in which frame, and then it will be added with the frame number, with the instruction number, and the physical address will be generated. So this is also diagram which shows two-level paging scheme. So outer page table is required to keep track of the frames storing the pages of inner page table. So it is going to give the details about the inner page table, and inner page table keeps tracks of the frames storing the pages of particular process. So in today's session we have studied about the memory protection in paging and TLB and hierarchical paging. In next session we will see some new topic. Thank you.